Hi everyone, this is Olivia from the Alexandrienne channel, and today we are going to draw the letter A in Dangles. The letter A is typically a masculine letter, but we're going to turn it into a feminine letter, which means there's not going to be a straight line. It's all going to be curvy. And I'm going to draw one that is similar to the one in my new book, Drawing Dangles Demystified. If you like this video, I would appreciate it if you would give it a thumbs up, hit the bell notification to be notified of future videos, and subscribe to my channel. I would love it. Okay, let's go. Alright, so here we go. We'll come down here on the left vertical bar and draw it while it appears somewhat straight along the vertical section. It does have a little bit of a curve to it. And then we're going to go over and make it a little bit thicker. Okie dokie, got that done. Now, let's go over to the right vertical bar. And this one is at a little bit more of an angle. And we start at the top, narrow, and as we go down, we're going to make it wider. That will give us more room to put something on the inside of the line. And at the bottom, we're going to end that with just a curved line. One of the great things about pencil is that you can erase. And I didn't like the curve of my line, so I'm redoing it. I'm glad it was in pencil. Continuing on, now we are going to go to the top and make our little swirly tiara circle and 3 upside down teardrops. Now we're going to do our crossbar, and it's swirly as well. And if you'll notice, I'm putting a swirl on the right side of the crossbar, where on the left vertical bar at the bottom there is a swirl. I did that for balance. Okay, so we have that, and then on the left part of this, we're going to add a little end piece, kind of like I did on the bottom right vertical bar. And then I'm going to put a little circle at the very end of it to match the circle that I put on the top piece. Okay, so now we have the basic shape roughed out in pencil. When I was thinking about making the top part of the A, I started thinking about queens and princesses, and I thought, well, a crown, maybe a tiara. Coming up with the ideas is one of the most fun parts of this process. I just wanted to share that with you. But now moving on, if you have the chance to do it in pencil first, that is my suggestion, and then going to marker. And this is where you want to be a little more careful with your lines. You won't be erasing these. Doing the little swirl. If you notice how I am doing this, you'll pick up on the fact that I am not doing the marker in the same order that I did the pencil. The reason is I want to do what is on top first, and the horizontal bar in this case is on top. So I want to do that first, and then we'll be able to move on to the vertical bars. And on those, when we reach the horizontal bar, we just lift up our marker, skip over that part, and then finish that line. Using the pencil initially is a wonderful thing because you can do it however you want to do it, whatever feels right, because you know you're going to erase it. But with the marker, you do have to do it in such a way, however feels right to you, that you don't put marker where you don't want it to show. And for me, it's just easier to do what's on top first and then work my way backwards. Now we'll get that little top part done, the little tiara. So we're going to do our little swirl, then our little circle, and our little teardrop shapes. Okay, now we have the letter A in marker. On to the next step, filling in the lines with patterns, designs, or leaving them solid. And in this letter A, along the left vertical line, I made stripes. So let's go ahead and draw those horizontal lines. And while we're doing that, I'll talk a little bit more about them. You can just leave them as stripes, or if you fill in every other one with a color, then it's more like checks. They both look really awesome. So either one would work very well. Now on to the right vertical bar. I'm going to add a little flower design, making the center of the flower and now the petals. And I think it might be kind of neat to add a leaf. And that's all I'm going to do to that side other than, the solid color background. Since both lines have either patterns or designs, I will leave the horizontal bar solid. I think that would make a nice balance. But now having said that, I am going to go ahead and add some stripes to a couple of the small little bars because it's irresistible. It's just too much fun and I can't help myself. Okay, the first section's all done. The letter itself is finished. Yay! Now we just need to go in and erase those lines. While I'm erasing, I'm going to talk a little bit about the dangles. It is totally up to you what kind of dangles you create. On here, this letter A is totally feminine, so I'm going to keep more of the dangles feminine, but I will add a little bit of masculine to it for balance and contrast. Okay, we're done erasing. Our first dangle, we will put a little circle, line, bigger circle, long, kind of pointed oval shape, and then a teardrop, then another little circle. And now, since this is feminine, I'm going to have fun with this next one. To the left of that, close to the bottom of the left vertical bar, I'm going to make a little bit of a vine. And why am I going to do that? Because I'm going to add a rose at the end of that vertical vine. And then for fun, do a little circle and a diamond shape. Diamonds are, while they're masculine, I think they're very pretty. Another little circle, line. And then we're going to echo the top shape of the tiara upside down, which is another way to carry your eye from the top of the letter all the way down. And that will be the longest point of our dangles. Okay, now on to the next one. We'll do the very leftmost dangle. Since we have that swirl, be a perfect place to set in a circle. So that's what we'll do. And I think we'll come straight down, deliberately make it longer than the center one, but shorter than the one it's right next to. And since the middle one there has a lot going on, we'll just keep it simpler. We'll add some circles and end it with a teardrop. Again, echoing the shapes in the letter, which you do not have to do at all. It's just something that kind of feels right to me. Okay, now the very last angle we're going to put on is on the far right vertical bar. And since this is feminine, we're going to put a heart. Love to put hearts and stars and things like that in my dangles. And we once again will echo a shape we've used, which is a diamond shape in the other dangle. And circles that get progressively smaller. And there, ta-da! It's all done in pencil. Now, kind of for fun, looking back, if I had to pick one of these shapes to be the charm, which one would it be? I would have a tough choice. It would be between the heart and the rose. But it would probably end up being both. Now, as far as tracing over your dangles in markers goes, there really is no right or wrong because they're all on the same plane. So go over them any way that you would like to. I wanted to mention to you that some of the most fun I've had creating dangles is when I just let go, have fun, don't try to make things perfect. But usually when I'm creating them for publication, I try to make them very neat so people can decipher what I'm trying to create. I tried to make this video go faster than what it would be if I were just sitting down drawing dangles. So if this letter looks nice and relaxed, that's the reason why. It's because I was trying to go fast so we could get everything in a reasonable amount of time. I also have a tip I'd like to briefly mention that while you're markering, if something happens that you make a mistake, it's no big deal. I've made a zillion of them. One of the nice things about dangles is you can usually camouflage it. Say if you have a little marker piece that goes into an area that you don't want, say in one of your lines, oftentimes you can turn it into a stripe. So there's many ways to camouflage just in case your marker does go a little bit astray. Just thought you would like this little tidbit. If you have a mistake or what you think is a mistake, don't throw it away. It might end up being one of the best parts of your image. If you have any questions, comments, suggestions, please let me know, as I really highly value them. Part of the reason that I've created certain things that I've done is because of suggestions that people have given to me. So do let me know if you have any great ideas that you'd like to share anyway. Thank you. I'm creating the videos and the book for you. And so it really means a lot to try to create it in such a way that you find the most value out of it that you possibly can. And while I'm on the subject, I wanted to say thank you to everybody who supports me on my dangly journey, who enjoys drawing dangles, emails me, puts comments, asks questions. It means a lot to me. Thank you. Now on to color. Most of you know that I typically use watercolor, but I am going to try to use markers today because it will help to make the video go a little bit faster, and I know many of you use markers as well. I am not proficient in them, but I'm going to give it a try. So here goes. On the left vertical bar, we're going to make every other section yellow. And we are also going to use yellow in the dangles to try to carry the color through. That way your eye will travel across it. So each dangle will have some yellow as well. I also wanted to let you know that I have sped up this portion of the video because I obviously talk faster than I color. And now we are going to color in the rose and the heart, and we're going to use pink. Since this letter A is feminine, I wanted to try to mostly stay with feminine colors. I am going to add, of course, some more cool colors, but I wanted to try to make the overall feeling remain feminine. So now we're going to color in the leaves green. And now that that's done, we are going to go on a search for other colors. This is it. I don't know. It might be easy to you, but markers are something I have a ways to go before I learn them well. I guess I should talk about the overall use of the colors. What I try to do is use colors in such a way, kind of similar to how I draw them. I want them to help carry your eye across the image. So I will repeat colors like I did with the yellow. You can see it go down the left vertical bar, and then when you get down to the dangles, it goes across. Zigzaggy, but across. And I try to do that with most of the other colors. I try to pull them throughout the image to make for sure that your eye will travel. And I also try to not put the exact same color next to itself unless it's deliberate. Like sometimes I'll make everything a shade of red, like all red dots, something like that. And there's not a particular reason for that other than that's just my preference. Okay, so now I'm just taking a quick look at the left bar. We are making the other sections red. So both of those are warm. That way I can make the other side a combination of warm and cool colors, hopefully, if I can find the right marker colors. And now we're going to add a little bit of green. There we go. All right, starting to come together. The crossbar I made green. I wanted to keep it cool-ish, but I made it a warm green. And by warm green, I mean a yellow green. You have warm colors and cool colors. And as far as the green goes, the yellow green is a warmer green. If you have a blue green, that's a cooler green. And then, of course, you have the neutral green. Okay, now still hunting for colors. I was trying to find a nice light blue because I wanted to make the background of the right vertical bar a very light blue. And I can't find one, so I'm just going to make it yellow. I'm used to using my watercolors, and if I can't find a color, I just make the color. But with the markers, it doesn't work that way as well. I know that you can use a few colors to change a color, but it doesn't make it lighter. So kind of blows my color plan out, but hopefully it will still look good. Okay, since we cannot find our very light blue in my plethora of markers, we are going to go ahead and use yellow for the background of the right vertical line. And just keep my fingers crossed that it'll look good. Okay, so this little flower it's supposed to be lavender, looks more like purple, petals, pink center. Yeah, okay. I have a lot of practicing that I need to do to be good with markers. And I need to find some other markers. I have a lot of them, but no light blue and no pale lavender. Need to go shopping. Okay, anyway, back to this. Now I'm going to color in the stripe. There's two that I did where the end bars, I just put a lot of little stripes. If you want to, you can try to color them different colors, and I have done that. It's a little bit tedious. Usually I will just take one color and go over it because my goal is to have the stripes, not necessarily different colored stripes. We are getting pretty close to being done here. And I do think, after all, looking at it, that the yellow on the right side does look good. I'm okay with that. What do you think? Do you think the yellow looks okay, or do you think a light blue would have been better? I think I like the yellow, actually. Okay. So, the biggest part about coloring, just like with the rest of Dangles, is to have fun. It really is. It doesn't matter if things coordinate or if you make your hearts pink or blue or whatever color. The biggest deal is to have a good time doing this. So, again, I'm just pointing out that I'm using colors to carry through the design, like that kind of a aqua color blue. And I guess that's it. We made it through. Yay! One done a dangle. Woohoo! Can you tell I'm excited? I am. And I even lived through the markers. This is so awesome. Well, okay. I guess I'm done with that. Couldn't help it. It was the dork in me coming out. I just couldn't help it. I was so excited. Got the A done. Yay! Okay, I'm composed again. Now we can continue. If you like this video, I would appreciate it if you would give it a thumbs up. Hit the bell notification to be notified of future videos and subscribe to my channel. And I would like to thank Jerry Burke, Lori Dobson, Maria Harkey, and Travis Williams for helping to make this video possible. Much appreciated. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you again very soon. Bye.